Hello everyone and welcome back to Nara's Tarot. Thank you very much for being here. In today's reading, we are going to take a look at how you will find love again. So I wanted to channel an encouraging message to give you some kind of clarity about what's happening next in love. So hopefully this will bring some relief to some of you, especially if you are finding it difficult to believe that love can find you again, or you're just having a hard time with love and romance in general. Okay, so we have 3 piles for you today. This is pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3, so feel free to pause the video here if you'd like to take some time to connect with the piles, and otherwise I will see you at your reading. Alright, hello pile 1, welcome to your reading about how you will find love again. So we're going to start up with our tarot cards to first take a look at your current situation, and then we'll look at how exactly love will find you. Okay, so these 2 cards here will tell me your situation, and we have the Emperor in reverse and Strength. Okay, pile 1, so some of you have found it really difficult to keep someone in your life. It's like people keep flaking, or they say that they're gonna stay but in the end they don't. And it's kind of like you're trying to, like, love is like this beast that you're trying to tame in the Strength card here. But the beast is running wild and free, and the beast doesn't fully conform to what the woman is asking it to conform to, right? So in Strength, they come to some kind of compromise, but there isn't a full transition of either the woman into the lion or the lion into the woman. They find a way to coexist. So love for many of you has kind of felt like that it didn't really completely feel like your person was with you, but instead it felt like you had to do so much work to keep them in your life, and in the end maybe they didn't stay as well. So some of you might have experienced a lot of relationships where people would up and leave after a long while, and for some of you, you're feeling like, it's taking you everything just to keep your person here, and you're wondering if it's still worth the cost of all of this effort that you're putting in. The other thing with the Emperor in reverse is that some of you have been looking for like a very solid, committed partner in your life, and you've been seeking this person out, but it's been difficult to find such a person in your life. I'm hearing that some of you have pretty high standards as well with the Emperor in reverse. And I say that that's just like an information coming in, that doesn't mean anything. Like, it's not good or bad to have high standards, but you do have high standards. And it's also making the filter more stringent, right? Because a lot of people probably wouldn't meet these standards. And the Emperor in reverse is this feeling of overall just being very dissatisfied with what you're seeing, being very disillusioned as well with the love experiences you've had and with the people that you've encountered. So it's not been a very, it doesn't feel like it's been a particularly smooth sailing love experience for you so far, which is why it requires you so much strength to keep holding the faith, or keep putting yourself out there, keep dating people, keep loving, your person, so and so. Okay, so let's take a look at how love will find you with the next 3 cards over here. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Cups, and 4 of Swords in reverse. Alright, pile 1, so this is a little bit of a cliche, but love will find you when you stop trying to find love. When you stop trying to make love happen, especially in places when it's probably not meant to happen, that's when your true love will find you. And I'm also hearing that's also when your true love can find you, because you're not so distracted trying to make love happen in other places, okay? The way that all of this is unfolding is, I do see many of you deciding that enough is enough. I'm done dealing with this topic of love. I'm done trying to fix this love thing in my life. I'm ready to move on. So the Ace of Pentacles is you guys just not wanting to deal any further. There's a little bit of an energy of giving up. But more so, it could feel like surrendering as well with the Eight of Cups here. Deciding that enough is enough. I'm just going to move on with my life. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to put my energy in other areas. Maybe focus more on my self care, my self love, or maybe focus more on career. Or maybe I want to build up my friendships and spend more time with family. But essentially, you're just deciding that, okay, I want to do something different. I want to put my mind elsewhere. Okay. And in doing this, this is how you can actually create the space for love to find you. This is very much about detachment as well. When we detach from wanting a specific outcome in our lives so intently, that's also the time when something magical and miraculous can happen, because we're not so hell bent on one specific thing. And that actually opens our energy up to more possibilities, and maybe even open up ourselves to the possibility of finding the one, right? Because the thing that we're so fixated on may not be for us. But when we let go and we allow what should happen or what's meant to happen in our lives to happen, then we're more likely to attract that in. So for many of you, love is a process of letting go. And that is a lesson that's not easy to learn, but something that I think is a huge theme for many of you, because the situation that you're dealing with right now is you guys trying so hard to hold on to love, trying so hard just to keep one person in your life. But then the magic of actually what helps you to find love is when you let go of this entirely, when you let go of trying, when you let go of putting in all this effort to keep someone. When you just do other things and focus on yourself, love can actually then find a place inside your life. Spirit is also saying not to worry too much with the Four of Swords over here in reverse, because this has consumed so much of your life and it's made you feel so challenged. It's made you kind of like feel like you're lesser than in many ways, because the theme of love just hasn't been ideal in your case. So as you let go and as you surrender love up to spirit, up to source, spirit also just wants you to know not to worry too much about what's going to happen next, because things will sort themselves out. And letting go of control is one of the major things that you can do for yourself, and also one of the major things that you can learn in this process of finding love. Okay, let us grab you your oracle cards now to see what else spirit wants you to know. All right, we have here the silver waterfall number 32 and love 20, card 20. When I saw this love card, instantly I felt like some of you just taking a huge deep breath, because many of you don't feel like love is for you. Like you've almost like semi given up on the fact that you can find love this lifetime. So to see this love card come out, it's almost like, oh no, this energy is very present in your life, and there is a reason why you have been seeking love. There is a reason why you've been desiring it. You know, it's because it is your heart's calling. There is something in there for you. And it's also, there is something there for you, and also there is a lesson there for you. As much as love will come to you, we're also learning something really major in the process of finding love. And this will really change how you view yourself and how you view the world, especially when it comes to letting go of control, especially when it comes to letting go of trying and letting go of like effort in the way that we are putting in too much into something, you know, disproportionate to what's required. You might feel very burnt out by love at this point, which is why the silver waterfall card talks about self-care and self-love, and kind of like retreating back into a certain boundary with the waterfall there to heal and to rejuvenate. So for many of you, what is also needed to happen is just for you to take care of yourself and really give yourself some good TLC, because you've been running so hard and feeling pretty burnt by your love experiences, okay? Underneath the deck, we have number 21, luminosity. So I'm also seeing that things will become clearer for you over time as to why you have had to go through the experiences that you did. It's not very understandable now, like why you had to face these challenges. But Spirit is saying with luminosity that the light will shine through. You will gain like this halo of understanding and clarity, and it will make sense. So hindsight is 2020. That's the thing here. Trying too hard to understand something now is probably not going to yield you that much results. So let it go. Really, just let it go. I see you guys trying to figure it out, like in the present moment, like just trying to untangle this mess, or trying to fix the puzzle now. But divine timing, like this is something that will fix itself later, and then you'll understand it later on. So let it work itself, let it do its thing. You don't have to kind of always be the one trying so hard for everything, okay? And another message here is to let other people try for you. Yeah, because when you're always trying so hard, it's always on your shoulders, and nobody else has a chance to show you who they are. So there's also something here about love, to just let other people show you who they are and let other people do the work. Let them pamper you, let them go the extra mile, let them do those gestures of love and grand gestures of affection and all that, right? Let people do that for you, okay? Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know here. We have number 22, transformation. Whoa, just dropped a bunch of cards. Give me one sec. Okay, we have quite a few cards that dropped for you. We have joy, forgiveness, healing energy, and creativity. I'm just going to show them to you, but I do want to give this another good shuffle. All right. And we have anger. Okay. So something else that Spirit wants you to know is that you are transmuting or transforming from a place of anger into something else. Let's not talk about what the next thing what the next feeling or next state of being is after anger, because right now we need to feel angry. We need to express the hurt that we've experienced. We need to express the kind of hurt that we feel from being betrayed, maybe for some of you, from being very let down. And it's no longer something that you can keep burying inside your heart. This is so essential for you to be able to express your anger as part of your healing process, to take care of yourself and find and regain this kind of self-love and self-confidence as well, to know that nothing went wrong with you. You didn't do something wrong, and you didn't have to deserve what happened to you. Okay, so something that's also healing for you is anger right now in the process of finding love. We have number 2, new beginnings, underneath the deck. So yeah, there will be new beginnings for you. There will be new people, a new love. So have hope and have faith. All of that is unfolding. But right now, what we need to do in the present moment is to let go of control, move on, surrender, and also feel the more heavy and dense emotions we've been keeping inside of us, especially when it comes to our experiences with love, okay? Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know. All right, we have here a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. We also have what do you need to release, waning moon. Yeah, you need to release in and of itself is the thing to do, to just release, to just let go of love, to just let go of trying and seeking and doing anything about it. Just let the matter rest for a bit. So we're releasing that and also releasing anger for sure. And then we have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So giving yourself some time away from love is also going to help you to settle down and settle in and integrate some of these feelings and challenges that you've experienced. And meditate and contemplate also makes me feel like it's very much the Four of Swords energy, because you maybe haven't really had the time to fully process what actually happened. I'm hearing for some of you that you might have went through a kind of like traumatic situation with love, and if that's the case, I'm really sorry to hear that. But you've went through like, ooh, even for some of you, you've went through several difficult to traumatic situations with love, and you haven't really given time to pause and heal from those places and situations. So this is very much needed to just take a rest and let go and heal. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have expect powerful change, new moon, eclipse. Yeah, so beneath the surface is new beginnings and powerful change. Okay, so this is all in the works for you. It's all happening behind the scenes as you do your healing work on the surface, okay? Now let's grab you some other fairy oracles, see what else is coming through. All right, we have here divination. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your situation with crystal clear clarity. We have asked for help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. And then we have protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with the magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic and protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. Okay. Interesting message coming through, because some of you are, because maybe of your love experiences, trying to dabble in more spiritual practices in your life. Maybe you feel that you are hoping to understand the situation of love from a more spiritual or esoteric lens, or maybe love has led you to uncover your own spiritual gifts as well. Maybe because some of you have been doing a lot of tarot readings, or you have been looking into your birth chart, and somehow, you know, it's kind of like become an interest of yours as well to dive even deeper into the spiritual knowledge, into esoteric learnings as well. So if that's the case, your angels are helping you to dive deeper into your learning, but also in this process, give you the assistance that you need. So please ask for help. It's important to also tell Spirit, tell the universe, tell your angels what you need, because this is a two-way thing. There is free will involved. So if you ask for help, it's a lot more powerful than if you don't, okay? So one thing that is definitely coming through is you guys diving more deeply into your spiritual learning. But I feel like the spiritual stuff is a little bit of a side quest. You know, it's not fully like the main thing. Like, you might be interested in finding out like your birth chart and stuff like that to understand why love has been difficult, or why certain challenges happen, why things didn't work out with you and another person. Maybe you're looking into your combined kind of like compatibility charts. But it's a little bit of a side quest. Like, the main thing that's going on here is your healing. Through all of these spiritual learnings and lessons that you go through, what you're really overcoming is your own inner blockages and the inner wounds that you've taken on through love. Okay, so as you journey through spirituality, you are very protected. That's a message from your angels as well. They're definitely helping you and shielding you from various spiritual experiences, because I mean, spiritual experiences are another whole spectrum, right? And you can experience everything under the sun over there. So you are protected from anything that you're not ready for, anything that is unwanted, anything that's not meant for you. You're definitely being protected from it. Okay, underneath the deck we have celebration. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out to dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. Okay, so you might also be just spending more time with friends, just enjoying life a little bit more, letting your hair down, releasing a lot of the tension and stress that you've been carrying because of love. Okay, let us see if we can get some messages. Yes, we can. If we can get some messages from this deck here. All right, this card flipped over and we have number 16, Sacred Earth. And I'm gonna read this from the book. All right, so Sacred Earth is about health and vitality. So again, it's another healing message. I actually did see like a very spiritual retreat vibe with the Sacred Earth card. Like maybe some of you are going away on like some kind of a retreat to somewhere closer to nature, or maybe some of you are traveling to somewhere just to spend some time with nature, be a bit more, have a bit more peace and quiet. So that could be something that you're doing that's very healing for you. But it says here, you can find healing and inspiration by connecting with the earth. Nature's healing energy will bring you peace and balance your body, mind, and emotions. You can connect with nature's timeless wisdom anytime, anywhere, even if you're indoors. Simply close your eyes and imagine yourself surrounded by nature's beauty, perhaps on a sandy beach, in a lush green rainforest, or within the sacred heart of Uluru. Breathe nature's healing light. Imagine yourself as a waterfall and feel yourself flow like water. Imagine you are a majestic old tree and feel your branches sway in the breeze. Feel yourself nourished by the fertile earth beneath you. You are one with the sacred planet and forever loved by nature. And then there's a quote here from Walt Whitman. I don't know who that is, but it says here, now I see the secret of making the best person. It is to grow in the open air and to eat and sleep with the earth. Oh, that's sweet. So more nature, more connecting with something greater than us, more connection with natural forces as opposed to these more heavy energies, because nature is very uplifting, and the frequencies tend to be a lot higher when we're out in nature. So do that for yourself and give yourself that healing. All right, let's just grab some final affirmation cards from Spirit to you. And we have here, I listen to the intuitive wisdom of my own feelings. I am guided from within, and everything happens according to divine timing for the best results. Beautiful. And underneath the deck, we have, today I choose hope. All right, so pile number 1, this is what I see for you. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this reading brought you the clarity that you were seeking, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well. Bye now. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading about how you will find love again. So we're going to start off with tarot cards, and the first 2 cards here will show us the situation that you're dealing with right now, and then the next 2 cards will show us how you'll find love, okay? So we are starting off with the Ace of Swords and the 10 of Wands. Wow. Many of you are definitely seeing through the bullshit in terms of either seeing through the bullshit of the person that you're with now or seeing through the bullshit of your previous relationships. And you're just not taking it anymore. You're definitely seeing very clearly what's your responsibility and what is somebody else's responsibility. And you're taking charge of the narrative again and not letting another person speak over you. Not letting them decide who you are or what you did or did not do in a relationship. You're not letting them define you. And you're also not letting the relationship define you, but you're really just standing firm and seeing very clearly that, yup, this is what happened. This is the facts. These things are my responsibilities and these ones are not. So there's a lot of clarity and also a lot of just, I want to say the word is neutrality, but that doesn't really quite encompass everything, because it's more so that you're very balanced and you're very just. Like the justice energy is definitely very present in these 2 cards here, because you're taking ownership of the things in relationships that you have done, or mistakes you've made, or things that you could have done better, or would want to improve. But then you're also being very clear about where you need to draw the line and not let somebody else keep putting blame on you when there isn't blame to be had. Okay, so when it comes to your current state right now, you're just seeing through love very clearly and not taking on additional burdens or responsibilities that are not yours. Okay, so let's take a look then at how love will find you. And we have here the 5 of Wands in reverse and also the 3 of Pentacles. All right, pile 2. So I see that what happens next for you in love is you kind of like deciding to rise above from the noise with this 5 of Wands in reverse, and also deciding to pretty much like disengage entirely from love with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. But I don't really see this as you wanting to be free of love or like being a bit more resentful or spiteful about things. It's more so that you've decided to set yourself free from needing to be dependent or maybe even codependent on love. And in doing so, it actually gives you the freedom to meet somebody new, meet somebody who maybe isn't usually on your radar. But the more you like pluck out of your assumptions or judgments or biases around love, biases, let's say, when it comes to who you think you should be with, or what you think love should look like, the more you just like get out of all of these preconceived notions, the easier it will be for you to find your person. But the essence of the message over here in terms of how you find love is freedom. Setting yourself free from the expectations of love, setting yourself free from the demands of love, and not letting anybody else dictate or define what love should look like for you. And the more you kind of like get out of societal expectations around love, the more you will find like your happily ever after. And like happily ever after is very fairy tale ending, right? Like that's pretty much what society wants. Like everybody wants, and society in general prioritizes fairy tale happily ever after endings. For many of you, you've kind of like had to let go of that for yourself, but you will find your own version of your happily ever after. It may not look like anybody else's happily ever after, but it will be exactly tailored to you, exactly what you want, exactly what you need. Okay, so love will find you through freedom, which is so beautiful, because sometimes when we think of love, we kind of like think of like commitment and somebody kind of like having to settle down and tie ourselves down to some kind of like an agreement with each other, right? But freedom is the core here. Freedom is key for you, okay? Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about love in terms of how you will find love. And we have the card number 15 with the garden. And underneath the deck, we have number 8, dating. Oh, so yeah, you're going to have more sweet encounters. I feel like you're going to just have more fun with love and with dating. You're not putting pressure on yourself, because we have dating and garden here. Garden is still you enjoying your life. Like you see this person, like her gate is open, so people can come in, but she's not focused on like who's coming in or what's going on there. She's just here enjoying herself in her garden, right? And someone may come in, that's fine, her heart is open, but the focus is on enjoying herself, right? And there's even this unicorn over here in the background. So there's magic and there are miracles happening whilst you spend time in your sacred garden. And your sacred garden is anywhere where you enjoy yourself, be it through travel or through your hobbies or through just enjoying the simple things in life, cooking, doing housework, making your home like a very cozy and comfortable place, whatever feels like your garden to you. This is where you're thriving. This is where you're most relaxed. This is where you can really just let loose and enjoy. Your heart is open, but again, the focus is back to you. So again, there is so much freedom in your heart. You're not closed off to love, but you're also not expecting somebody to have to meet any expectations or demands or any kind of like standard. No, you just are allowing love to find you and allowing yourself to encounter love as well, which is very, very beautiful. Okay, so that, and expect some sweet dating moments. I think that's exciting. I think that's exciting. Okay, let's see what else comes through for you. We have number 35, inner journey. And number 43, letting go. Yeah. Many of you are definitely deciding to let yourself go. Ooh, and also hearing that letting another person go in relationship. So if some of you are in a relationship right now, you might be deciding to move on from your person. But there's something very bittersweet about this moving on. It's kind of like, it's not about like difficult breakups and stuff like that. It's more so that you realizing that setting you and the other person free from the expectations of love is probably the best thing that you guys can do for each other, and probably the best thing that you can do for them. So it comes with a lot of maturity to see things that way, and it comes with a lot of also strength and courage, right? To love a person enough to walk away from them. All right, underneath the deck, we have unlimited possibilities 19. So again, you're opening yourself up to all these possibilities of love, transcending beyond societal definitions and expectations around love, around what, the ideal partner should be, what the ideal relationship should be, how you should be treated, things like that. You're just jumping out of the box here and allowing yourself to receive love in all forms, which is very beautiful, and it will allow you to then find your fairy tale ending, okay? Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know. Let's see what's coming through for pile 2 when it comes to love. We have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. And then we also have you and your loved ones are safe, new moon and Cancer. So one thing Spirit wants you to know is that relationships are very fluid and very dynamic, much like this wave over here that's kind of like turbulent, right? Like the waters and our emotions and relationships as well are ever changing and fluid. One day we might be breaking up with someone, and another day we might reconcile with them in a different format. Not to say that we're reconciling to be in a relationship with them, but then you might find yourself encountering them through mutual friends. You might re-encounter each other as friends and actually be able to have a friendship. For some of you, maybe this is somebody that you actually got married to, and maybe you are exploring co-parenting with them, and the relationship can change from perhaps being more strained when you guys were a married couple to actually having a more friendly and healthy dynamic when you guys are co-parents, okay? So nothing is set in stone in terms of how things will play out. So that's why keeping your mind and your heart open is so important here. And importantly as well, you and your loved ones are safe. So whoever it is that you're worried about, if you're thinking about another person or your family or what's going to happen after this relationship, everyone will be safe. Everyone will be fine. You guys are being protected, okay? Underneath the deck, we have you're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon, okay? So some of you guys are working towards some kind of an outcome, maybe a specific resolution you would like to have when it comes to love and relationships. So you're very close to that goal, all right? Let's see if your fairies and angels have something to say to you. All right, we have here nature signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need only open our hearts and minds. So some of you are pretty intuitive, and you will be receiving a lot more signs from nature whenever you're out and about, or maybe just receiving signs in general, not just in nature, but it could be in a city environment, I don't know, okay? But the next card is lost and found. Wow. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Okay, so one thing you're finding, I'm hearing, is lost love. I think some of you have a really strong feeling in your heart that you're meant to be with someone, and you just know in your heart that there is a love for you, and this is being restored in your life, and you're gonna find it again. Okay. Another thing as well is you're also finding yourself. If you've lost yourself to love, if you've lost yourself to the expectations of love, if you've contorted your identity and your life and everything just to fit into the standard mold of what love should be, and you feel like you've lost yourself in the process, what's going to really happen in the next chapter of your love life is actually you regaining your sense of self and identity, and that is massively healing, all right? Massively healing. We then have journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now, okay? So you're also maybe planning a trip, maybe deciding that you want to take some time off and going somewhere, but this could be an actual journey, but it could also be a more metaphorical interpretation as well, where you guys are going on a journey to discover who you are, to discover your life again, to explore new things. Like maybe you're trying out new hobbies, you're going and moving and to a different home because you're moving out of the home with your partner. You're going on a huge journey where there's so much change and so much new things happening in your life, okay? Underneath the deck we have healing. Yep. Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. Okay. So healing is coming through. Let us grab you some cards from Archangel Michael. Let's see what he has to say for you when it comes to love. All right. And the card here is truth. Wow. This imagery and this card is pretty powerful, don't you think? Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna read out from the book from this, but let's see. Okay. Truth, it says here, is mindfulness. This card shows up for you today to help you to break a pattern that no longer serves a positive purpose in your life. You are not a prisoner to the past, but a free and beautiful soul full of timeless wisdom, great compassion, and creative power. Trust your innate and transformative healing power and embrace a fresh way of being. To release yourself from unhelpful patterns, observe your thoughts and fears and become aware of your inner environment. At each time you have a negative or fearful thought, imagine it dissolving into light and disappearing. Through gentle awareness, patience, and practice, even the most stubborn patterns will eventually fade away. Greater clarity, balance, and a sense of purpose will take their place. You can choose to create more nurturing patterns. To trust is also a choice. You have grown in so many ways in recent years, and a bright future awaits you. Know that you are free, loved, and protected. A secondary message from this card is to be true to yourself by acknowledging how you feel and working in a way that feels right to you always. Wow, there's actually like the truth sets you free. And that's why this card here has all, like the message here has like a big theme of freedom going on. But yeah, the truth will set you free. And there's this little quote here that says, "Love, all that satisfies my soul is my truth." Holy shit, that is beautiful. Wow. So you're encountering a pretty deep truth through learning about love. And I could not put it more beautifully than what was in this in the card already. But underneath the deck, we have number 16, Sacred Earth. This card, Pal 1 got it as well. So actually, let me just read out the book for you too. But Sacred Earth is about health and vitality. And the message here is, you can find healing and inspiration by connecting with the earth. Nature's healing energy will bring you peace and balance your body, mind, and emotions. You can connect with nature's timeless wisdom anytime, anywhere, even if you are indoors. Simply close your eyes and imagine yourself surrounded by nature's beauty, perhaps on a sandy beach, in a lush green rainforest, or within the sacred heart of Uluru. Breathe nature's healing light. Imagine yourself as a waterfall and feel yourself flow like water. Imagine you are a majestic old tree and feel your branches sway in the breeze. Feel yourself nourished by the fertile earth beneath you. You are one with the sacred planet and forever loved by nature. So again, I think you guys are actually deciding to spend a lot more time in nature. I would not be surprised if you choose to like go on a vacation where you're literally just out in the woods and just spending more time maybe like hiking or camping out somewhere and just away from the city, away from your devices, away from everything that is stressful, and just allowing yourself to be rejuvenated by nature, okay? And let's grab you some final affirmation cards from Spirit about your love life. Okay, and the card here is, every dark night must turn into a bright new morning. Beautiful. And underneath the deck we have, I'm thankful for many things and my gratitude attracts abundance into my life. Okay, so pile number 2, this is what I see for you. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this reading brought you the clarity that you were seeking, and I do look forward to reading for you in future as well. Bye now. Hello Pile 3, and welcome to your reading about how you will find love. So we're going to start off with tarot cards, and these 3 cards here will tell us the situation that you're in right now, and then the next 2 cards will show us how you will find love. Okay, so let's have a look together. We have, for your situation, the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and the Nine of Wands. Pile number 3, I do think some of you are on the fence about a certain love situation that you might be in right now. You could be actively dating somebody and having more serious conversations with them, or this could be a relationship that you are in currently, and you might be having second thoughts about the relationship. The situation, and let me describe it to you, is you guys at first feeling like you've encountered a really good offer with the Ace of Pentacles. You've felt like you had found the one, and it was really, really good at the beginning. But now you're noticing that emotionally you are pretty dissatisfied and pretty unfulfilled. You may have a lot of emotional needs in the relationship that are unmet, and it's creating a feeling of isolation with the Nine of Wands here, and also kind of feeling a little bit wounded from the experience overall. So you're kind of like contemplating if you should stay or if you should leave, is the kind of vibe I'm getting. That question isn't exactly what we're here to answer, so I don't know if we will figure it out in the next few cards. But there's also something here from Spirit saying that some things might be salvageable. Okay, so take this as it resonates, but you might be able to overcome this challenge with your person, or overcome this challenge with, if you're single, like overcome it. If it's like a dating situation, then maybe you're able to move on from something. But there is healing that can be had, healing that can be done. So it's not entirely a complete write-off of a situation, but it's definitely not feeling great right now. There's a lot of tension, a lot of stress, and you're not feeling very good about this relationship at this point. Okay, let's see what's next here, right? How will you find love again? And then we have here the Eight of Cups, as well as the Tower in reverse. Yeah, Tower in reverse is definitely this feeling that you might be able to overcome this situation with your person, because when we have the Tower upright, this is basically the foundations of a certain building or a tower being ripped apart by the universe, right? By this strike of lightning over here, and that's symbolic of divine intervention, of some kind of divine force that comes in to remove things that are already built on shaky foundations anyway. But when we have this card in reverse, it is telling me that you'll be able to figure something out with your person. So there could be healing involved. But what is necessary for you to find love again? And that's an interesting interpretation of the question that I have for the reading, because I was thinking more so of like answering this question for people who are maybe more single, or you're looking to find love in a different with a different person. But this could be you finding love again with the same person. And the way that you guys might be able to do it is through this Eight of Cups, which is to walk away and move on from all of these things that have been building up as emotional baggage in the relationship. There hasn't been enough time and space and intention spent on clearing away all of this emotional baggage. And the love is still there, but now the baggage feels greater than the love. But there is a process that you guys are on to understand that you have a love that is greater than the emotional baggage that you guys have accumulated in the relationship. And a lot of these emotional baggages are not even the relationships to begin with. This could be things that you brought in from your own past experiences, and also stuff that they brought in from their past experiences in life, right? And it kind of just spills over and creates unhealthy patterns in a relationship. But therefore, there's this healing going on for us to recognize that, hey, we are carrying 8 more cups than needed when we just had to share our cup. We just had to focus on each other, but there are way too many cups going on here. There's just way too much. Let's decide to let them go. And this is a process that requires a lot of strength. It does require us to be very honest and vulnerable with each other about what has been making us unhappy, because there are definitely things that are between the both of you, right? Emotional baggage that you need to clear and work out between the both of you, and that's where we need to be honest about stuff. And then there's also the external baggage that we're bringing in, that we also need to be honest that, hey, I notice that you've been bringing your childhood issues into the relationship, or I notice you've been bringing in your work emotions into the relationship, and that's not healthy for us anymore. And to have that kind of vulnerability in front of your partner is going to help to change things and really shape them and move forward. Okay. I feel like I've been reading a lot just for like people in relationship, but like for my singles as well, this is you also just doing the same work, but in a more independent way, and not necessarily clearing emotional baggage with another person, but just doing it independently on your own, knowing that you have been bringing in a lot of past issues into your dating life, into your love life, and it's no longer healthy anymore. And we don't want to build a relationship based on the past. So Spirit is also helping you to remove patterns and mindsets and limiting beliefs and anything in our life that could create shaky foundations in our love life. So this is like clearing the weeds before we actually root down and plant anything concrete with somebody. This is us deciding that we need to do some really solid healing and clearing so that we can actually build from good foundations. Okay, let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about how you will find love again. And we have here the Silver Waterfall, card number 32. And we also have the Distorted Feminine, number 9. Okay. So the Silver Waterfall talks about somebody who is retreating into the so-called silver waterfall, and in doing so allowing themselves and their energy to be cleansed by the waterfall, and to kind of like retreat into a paradise land beyond the waterfall. There's an idea of boundaries and setting up like a healthy sacred space for ourselves to do our own healing and our own self-care. So when it comes to your how you will find love again, there is so much cleansing that needs to take place, especially if there are any areas in your life where you've been holding on to a more distorted feminine mindset. This is definitely something that many of you could be working on as a major theme, in terms of how maybe as in terms of your divine feminine, have you been more empowered or disempowered? Have you lost sense of your own femininity? Have you lost sense of your own beauty? Have you perhaps forgotten your own feminine power and what it means to stand in your own self-identity and your own leadership and your own autonomy in a relationship? The Distorted Feminine is also reminding me of ways in which we've been codependent on somebody else and kind of like forgetting our own sovereignty, if I could put it that way, in a relationship. So we're definitely healing a lot of these concepts. And also with the Distorted Feminine, this is also some of you having taken on too many burdens from somebody else. It's like the situation that is coming to mind is like, sometimes society has very high expectations and standards of females, and actually it goes both ways. It's not just about females or males, but in the feminine context, this is about having to be working in a job as a modern woman, and then taking care of the house as well, cooking and cleaning and doing all of that household labor, right? This is also having to uphold to certain very high beauty standards in society as a female, and needing to uphold that in your relationship as well, or feeling like you have to uphold that in your relationship in order to feel attractive, in order to be attractive to your partner. And you might find yourself feeling a bit burnt out, having to make yourself into this ideal woman for your person, that you have to be so emotionally available to them. You're always caring, you're always empathetic, you're always this nurturing, feminine goddess kind of like person, but you're human. You're human, okay? And to have that kind of like ideal perfection expectation of yourself is a very tall order to live up to, and that's why we have the Nine of Wands here. This could be why you feel so burnt out in a relationship, because you're running around doing so much. Okay, so you need to retreat and take care of yourself. You need to let go of having to live up to very unrealistic and almost impossible expectations, and find who you are and how you would like to be loved and how you want to love as well in a relationship, okay? Underneath the deck, we have the divine feminine, and I have to cover her up. I cover her up. But that is so powerful because, I mean, for the distorted and the divine feminine to come up, I mean, I'm pretty shocked, pretty awestruck by spirit. But yeah, the divine feminine, this is what you guys are arriving at, what you guys are healing, you know, is the concept of how can you be desirable, how can you love and be in love with somebody from a place of autonomy and not codependency, which is what, you know, this distorted feminine can often allude to, because we're so dependent on, we put so much emphasis on a relationship, right? And we center the relationship in our lives. But this is you guys decentering the relationship from your life, finding yourself, finding who you are, and then actually being in a place where you can have space for love in your life again that doesn't burn you out. You know, it's a kind of love that actually nourishes you, and you realize that you can love somebody without burning yourself to the ground. Okay, let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about your love life. We have stripping illusions, number 27. Yeah, definitely stripping away any illusions about what love should be, how you should be in love, any illusions about what the perfect ideal household or woman or man or all of those expectations. Like it's all too much, okay? And I'm not gonna sit here and say that like society got it wrong, you know, because we live in a very diverse world. Like some people can fit into the traditional masculine and feminine expectations and they are fine in it, right? So it's not to say that there's something inherently wrong with the system or with society. But then we have to also acknowledge that many of us perhaps don't fit into the traditional expectations of what a mother, a father, what feminine, masculine, or like what these roles actually mean. Like a lot of us are discovering that we have our own definition of it. It may not have to be extreme, right? Some people feel like if we break out of like gender norms or gender roles, that is like taking on a very extreme lens, and there's a lot of fear around it. But it may not be the case. It may just be you finding that, hey, I love to be a loving wife, but a loving wife doesn't entail cooking and cleaning. Like I just don't like to do that, and I do not want to take on that labor. Could we find an alternative solution for the household? Something like that. Maybe that's all we need to acknowledge, you know. So we're stripping away the illusions of unrealistic and impossible expectations to live up to, expectations that were never meant for us in the first place. Okay. Very interesting messages so far. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know. We have number 38, growth, and number 24, ascension. Yeah, you guys are definitely being able to grow and transcend from whatever relationship challenges that you're dealing with right now. And it's transcending you and growing you in a way that you are able to break out of certain limiting beliefs and a certain mold, right, where you have had to contort yourself to fit this mold, but now you're breaking out of it and actually able to grow and build a relationship that is made for you. All right, underneath the deck we have number 10, burden. Yeah, this is 9 of Wands through and through. It's just too much. It's too much to live up to these expectations. It's too much to ask your person to live up to these unhealthy expectations as well, especially if they are also struggling to keep up, right? I mean, to flip the story, because we've been talking a lot about the feminine, but in terms of the masculine, like how many people, how many people who feel like they have to live up to this masculine standard of needing to be a provider, right? And there's this fantasy of being a provider, and that comes with so much burden of having to constantly provide and not being on the receiving end sometimes, right? Not getting pampered by your wife, or not getting some TLC or some gifts or some love from the people around you, and constantly having to be this strong masculine person that has no weaknesses, is always capable and never backs down, and like is always up for a fight. Like, it's pretty tiring to live like that all the time. So some of you are really like letting go of these burdens. Like, it's just not working out to be in a relationship like that, okay? Let's see what else comes through for you. We have you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. You guys are definitely healing and coming out of this, okay? Coming out of this strong. Let's see what else comes through. All right, and we also have hold your vision, fixed moon. Okay. Underneath the deck, we've got a time for healing, balsamic moon. Yeah, this is, I mean, need we say more? It's a time for healing. But hold your vision is about not giving up on love, I feel. It's to realize that there is a way out and there's light at the end of the tunnel. So don't lose hope on that, especially if you're looking to fix something with your partner. Have faith that things can work out, because the issues that you guys are trying to fix are more so external issues that are being brought into the relationship, and less of the love that you guys share. Because you started off with the Ace of Pentacles. There is a really solid thing going on between the both of you. It's just that things have gotten into the way, and we're just in the process of clearing it. So if this message resonates with you, of course I cannot tell you what to do, and I cannot say that you should stay or leave a relationship, and I'm not the kind of reader that will tell you what to do. But if you believe in the relationship and you still believe that there's something that you guys can work through here, hold your vision, okay? The healing is taking place. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about love, okay? We have moon energy. Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Okay, so you're definitely being healed at this point. And then the next card we have is wait for winter. During the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. Okay, so whenever you're watching this, the next time winter comes, it could be a time that is that could be an important timing for some of you. But winter also makes me feel like it's a season for hibernation, it's a season for more quiet, for more introspection. So that's also coming in to help to heal your relationship. Just less fighting, less challenges, and more just quiet time with each other, more quality time with your person or with the people that you're dating. And being able, or just maybe with yourself as well, and being able to work through and heal those things, okay? Underneath that, we have protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with the magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. So you guys are protected, your loved ones are safe, you are protected. So do not worry too much about that. Okay, let's see if we can grab you some angel oracle cards as well. All right, and your card is number 41, the Pendragon Sword, and I will need to read from the book for this one, so give me a second. All right, the Pendragon Sword is balanced power, and it says here, this consecrated sword represents balance, power, and wisdom. Qualities bestowed only to those who have earned them. This is a coming of age for you. Much can be accomplished now with relative ease, provided you remain balanced and grounded. You are bestowed the power of the dragon, ruler, king, and magician. This great honor and privilege is also a great responsibility. You can hold this power indefinitely for as long as you honor, respect, and use it wisely. And there's a quote here from Walt Whitman, and it says, "Every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you." Every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. Okay. I'm not sure I understand what this quote means, but this might mean something to some of you. But very powerful card over here, Pendragon Sword. I'm just drawn to this coming of age phrase over here because your reading also feels like you guys are coming of age, doesn't matter what age you actually are, but it's a very growing season in terms of realizing who you want to be in love and leaving, the comfortable nest of how society expects us to behave around love and around others in the love context, and finding your own way to express love that feels right to you. All right. Underneath the deck, we have number 34, Pathways of Light, and I will also read from the book for this one. All right, and Pathways of Light says, divine dimensions. Life holds many hidden dimensions, pathways of light that lead you to other worlds and realities. These hidden dimensions are inside of you and can be accessed through the spaces between your thoughts. When the mind is calm, you can enter a place beyond thought, a place that words cannot describe and your mind cannot contain. It is the multidimensional conscious awareness of your soul, the real you, beyond your earthly limitations. Yeah, these are all of the expectations that you're breaking out of. Become aware of your breath. Breathe in light. Just observe and relax. After a while, you will feel a sense of peace. You are in a state of grace. Your thoughts float away and turn to light. Each breath brings you deeper into peace. Angels appear. They are your bridge between the spiritual and physical worlds and will guide you to the heart of creation. Along pathways of light, you enter parallel universes. New galaxies are born inside you. There is so much love. Your vision is filled with light. There is still a point where you reach singularity, a place deep inside of you, from which all stems. And there's a quote from Rumi which says here, "When I die, I shall ascend with the angels, and when I die to the angels, you cannot imagine what I shall become." Wow. Very profound and very spiritual messages from your angels coming in here, but there is a lot of transcending, a lot of ascension, just a lot of growth overall for many of you. In ways that are beyond what I can describe in this reading, but you will know that, through love, you are evolving into a new state of consciousness for sure, okay? Let's grab you some final oracle cards. Final affirmation cards for the love. And you have here, the universe has something very special in store for me. As well as underneath the deck, letting go creates space for me to receive. Okay, beautiful. So pile number 3, this is what I see for your reading. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this reading brought you the clarity that you were seeking, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well, okay? Bye now.